Hi everybody, it's Mary Sage. I am here today to share with you a restorative yoga sequence that goes along with the Feelings Kit, the Young Living's Feelings Kit. There's 6 essential oil blends in the Feelings Kit. I've got them listed here along with the sequence of restorative yoga poses that I've put together that go nicely along with the intention of each of the oils. And so my intention with this practice today is that you can use this practice at home. You can have your feelings kit and go along with the practice using those specific oils. You could also bring in other oils if you don't have the feelings kit yet at home, but I really recommend the essence of the oils going with the poses is really wonderful. Also, just being able to work on the emotional level with your yoga practice is really nice. It creates a whole other layer of healing, especially with the restorative sequence. It's really wonderful. So if you're going to practice this at home, what you would need is to have a yoga mat or blanket to put underneath you. You don't necessarily have to have a yoga mat, but it's nice. A cozy blanket is helpful. For this practice, we're going to be using 2 yoga bolsters. I like the rounder ones. You can also use the rectangular ones, they're nice as well. These particular bolsters come from Manduka, which I really love the softness of their bolsters. So 2 yoga bolsters. I also have an eye pillow to put over my eyes, which just helps to drop into the sensory experience of dropping into your own body and being sort of shielded from the outside influences. So we're going to go ahead and get started with this practice. And if you're practicing along with the video, how you can do this is I'll go ahead and set up the oil and the pose for each pose. And then once you kind of have what's going on, go ahead and pause the video, set your alarm for 10 minutes. Your alarm, set a little timer, maybe with a beautiful chime or a gong at the end of it for 10 minutes. And then at the end, you can go ahead and resume the video and move on to the next pose. If you want the longer version of the practice, I'm going to try to keep this one short so that you'll just pause it and have that 10 minutes on your own time. If you want the longer version, that'll be coming soon on the Sage Wellbeing page, and you can like my page on Facebook, and I'll be offering more sessions available there. So yes, without further ado, we'll get going. So I'm going to just bring us into the present moment here with a little chime, so you can sit in a comfortable position and close your eyes. Let your hands rest on the knees. Feel the spine elongate. Listening to the sound of the bowl, bringing us into the present moment. Feel your breath deepen and lengthen. Taking a moment as you begin your practice to ask your body, what are you needing and wanting right now? What are you open to receiving? And what are you wanting to release? And what emotions are present for you as you begin your practice? Just take a moment here to check in with yourself before we begin. And when you're ready, let your eyes open. We're going to begin with a blend called Valor. Valor is a wonderful combination of oils that helps to just clear the energy and set the tone for the practice. You can use Valor 1 or Valor 2 for this practice. And we're going to rub the Valor together, 2 to 3 drops is fine. We're going to bring the Valor in and just bring it onto the soles of the feet. Giving yourself a little love through the soles of the feet. And those of you who have been in classes with me before or studied with me know that I really love the metaphors of the body. And so when we're touching into the soles of the feet, I like to think of our connection with the soul. So to start here, you can bring the soles of the feet in together in Baddha Konasana, the bound angle pose. If that's not available for you, you can just sit in cross-legged pose and just touch your hands into the soles of the feet. Taking a moment here to connect in on a deeper level to your soul. Feel your breath deepen and lengthen. And as you're ready, we'll open the eyes. We're going to begin with the Harmony blend. Harmony we're going to be applying to the seven chakra points in the body. Chakra pronounced with a hard C, chakra. Chakra points are 7 energy centers. So we're going to take the oil into the left hand and with the right hand swirl 3 times with the fingers clockwise. You can bring it up to the crown of the head and just feel yourself connecting to the crown point. Circling 3 times with the fingers. We'll bring the oil into the 3rd eye center, circling 3 times with the fingers. 3 times back in the hand, circling around the throat center. Circling 3 times with the hands, coming onto the heart center. Circling 3 times with the hands, we're going to come to the solar plexus right at the base of the sternum along the line of the rib cage, circling 3 times with the fingers there. 3 fingers below the navel is the sacral center, so we'll come in and circle 3 times there. And coming around to the back to the sacrum, circling 3 times right at the sacrum. And we'll go ahead and bring the hand to rest on the sacrum. Bring your left hand up to rest at the crown of the head, taking a few deep breaths here. Just inviting all 7 centers to come into alignment. Feeling the grounding energy through the sacrum, feeling the alignment through the crown of the head, reaching up toward the sky and higher consciousness, whatever that means to you. Good, and then as you're ready, we'll get ready to come into our first yoga position, which is going to be a supported Shavasana. So we're going to have 1 bolster that's going to go under the knees and 1 bolster that's going to go under the spine. So you'll sit and support the legs with the bolster. And you can go ahead and bring your blanket in so you can get nice and cozy. Covering up with the blanket, you're going to let the arms come down along the sides. You can bring your eye pillow in over the eyes. Make sure I'm still on the screen there. Perfect. Palms face up toward the ceiling. As you're here in your supported Shavasana, just let your entire body release into the support of the pose. Let your breath be an equal breath. So you're breathing in a nice long inhalation and releasing out a nice long exhalation. And the length of those breaths are equal. So we're coming into harmony with the breath. So if you're here now, you can go ahead and pause and hold this pose for 10 minutes. If you want a longer practice, you can extend the pose to 15 minutes. And then as you're ready, you'll go ahead and release the eye pillow, rolling onto your side, pausing for a moment before you get back up, using your hand to support you as you come back to a seated position. Okay, the next oil we're going to use is called Forgiveness. Wonderful blend. And so the Forgiveness, we're going to take a couple drops into the palm of the hand. And Forgiveness we're going to apply in the belly button. So we're going to swirl the oil. We're going to apply it right into the belly button, going around in circles. And then any extra oil you can go ahead and just rub into the belly area. And I actually prefer to do this when I get laying down. So we're going to take, before you get there, you might want to go ahead and take your bolsters on either side of the mat. So we're going to do a twist with our Forgiveness pose. So we're going to lay down, and if you haven't rubbed in your belly yet, you can go ahead and take a moment to rub around the belly, inviting in a feeling of forgiveness, and maybe just taking a moment to reflect on any areas of your life where you're asking for forgiveness or offering forgiveness. So we're going to take the right knee, bend the right knee, hop the hips over to the right side a little bit, and then bring the leg across the body. I don't usually use a cover for the twist poses, just because it's a little more complicated to get in, but you could if you wanted to. Then we're going to just stretch the arms out to the sides. Bring your other bolster in to just support the back of the body, so you've got some support there. And then you can turn to look over your right shoulder. So you would hold this position for 5 minutes on each side. If it's not accessible for you to get your leg that far over, you can stack both of your bolsters so you have less of a twist in the body. Then when you're ready to switch sides, it's nice you already have a bolster on either side. You're going to go ahead and extend the right leg, bend the left knee, shift the hips, and twist over to the second side, bringing that bolster into support behind you. Arms out to the side. Gaze goes over to the other side. Go ahead and let your eyes close. Breathing deeply into your twist for 5 minutes. And as you're ready to release and come up from the pose, you can go ahead and bring yourself over onto your right side. Pause for a minute there. Support with your hand to come back up to seated. All right. So from here, we're going to bring the bolsters back onto the mat, and we're going to use present time, which helps to invite us into the present moment. Present time, we'll take 3 drops, and we're going to apply behind the ears and to the wrist point. So you can take and go ahead and just apply the oils behind the ears. Go ahead and rub the wrist points, and then just do a couple nice circles in both places, just bringing the oils into the body. Always nice to take some deep breaths there as well. So we're going to come into Mountain Brook pose, or sometimes called Babbling Brook pose. So this is a great one to bring the blanket in. So the legs go over the bolster. The body's going to go all the way over the bolster with the shoulders coming to the floor. If your shoulders or your seat don't easily come to the floor, or if you have a higher bolster, You can bring in another folded blanket to lift up the hips a little bit higher if you're having any stress in the low back, or if the head and neck don't come down easily, you can add another blanket layer under the head and neck just to support higher. So for the present time position, I like to bring the hands into a mudra. Thumbs can come together. You're making a little diamond shape with the hands, a nice oval around the head, connecting to the present moment. And here you could set your timer for 10 minutes and breathe into the pose. I forgot my eye pillow. It's always nice to bring in the eye pillow for your practice because it helps to just really darken down and help withdraw the senses so that you can deepen into your experience even more. So 10 minutes in the Mountain Brook pose with present time. And then as you're ready to release from this pose, you can go ahead and remove your eye pillow, gently bend the knees, work your way over onto your side, pausing for a minute to just release the bend in the back. Supporting with your hands to come back up to a seated position. So for the next one, it's going to be just a slight change. And I'm going to move the lower bolster down the mat a little bit. Bring this one down to the middle so I've got space on the back end of the mat. For this one, we're going to use the blend called Release. And for release, we're going to apply it to the liver area. So liver area is on the right side of the body. So I would go ahead and bring in the oil on the front and the back of the liver area and apply it there. And then we're going to come into a fish pose release. So we're going to sit on the end of the bolster. I'm going to bring this down a little bit more. We're going to extend, I'll show you without the blanket. So we're going to extend our legs out over the bolster. And then we're going to release back so that our shoulders are going to go all the way over the edge. Let me just adjust this because I'm seeing that it's not showing up very well on the video. Okay, so you're sitting on the end. You're going to go all the way back over the bolster, and you might need to kind of wiggle your shoulders down to the floor. And then we're going to take the arms into goalpost position. So we're supporting the liver on the right side. We've applied the oil front and back to the liver area to help release emotions. Arms are out to the side. Legs are relaxed. You would put your eye pillow on here. And put your lip gloss to the side. And then go ahead and just release into this supported back bend. And what I like about this position and this oil combination is just the feeling of kind of letting everything release from the shoulders and letting everything sort of release off the heart center. Like it's just got this ability to release into the earth and be transformed. Okay, so when you're ready to come out from this position, you can remove your eye pillow. The way I like to come out of this pose is a little bit different. I actually like to lift up the hips and kind of scooch the bolster out of the way so I can come down onto my back. That might not have been so graceful, but it's nice to kind of release the spine down neutrally from here and just pause for a moment as you come out of this pose, letting yourself settle and integrate. And then as you're ready, again, go ahead and come over to the side. I call this the hugging in position that I like to do after each pose, releasing the back bend, if there is one. And just hugging in and having gratitude for the body. Then as you're ready, go ahead and ease up to the top. Next, we're going to do inner child. And inner child actually gets applied under the nose. So before I do that, I'm going to just go ahead and get my prop ready. And we're going to go into child's pose for inner child. So we're going to take the oil and just apply it right underneath the nose. And then if you have any left, you can always just rub it on your heart center. I always like to squeeze it into my hair so I smell it all day long. And then you're going to just come into child's pose. And you can rest first with the head facing one direction. And you can always, kind of nice, especially in child's pose, to cozy yourself up with a blanket. So you can rest with your head facing one direction for 5 minutes. And then it's nice to switch sides and have your head facing the other direction for 5 minutes. You can always make the adjustment if it's not workable for your hips to come down that much. You can bring your second bolster in and either have it under your hips, or you can bring your second bolster in up under your belly if you just need to be a little bit higher up there. So that is inner child. And the last pose I'd like to suggest, and I don't have an easy wall to show you, so I'm going to actually pretend like my easel is the wall, is legs up the wall. So this might be a little bit awkward. We're going to do Valor once again on the soles of the feet. And so actually, if you had a wall and you were doing this, you would go ahead and put your bolster so it's maybe 4 inches away from the wall. Take your Valor. I'm going to just apply it to the soles of the feet one more time, and that just helps to clear and balance the energy. And then you're going to kind of lean back and go ahead and take your legs up your wall. If that were a wall, I would be laying like this. So with legs up the wall, you can take the arms overhead. You can go back to goalpost position, or arms down along the side, and you would set your alarm, holding that for 10 minutes or longer. And then when you're ready to come down, go ahead and roll slowly off to the side and come back to your center. All right. So you finished each of your 6 oils and 6 poses. Take a moment to just come back to seated. Feeling into your heart center to notice any shifts and changes that have occurred during your practice. Namaste. So if you're interested in a fuller version of this practice, I'll be offering that coming up soon, with some guided relaxation involved with that. But for now, if you don't have your feelings kit, go ahead and get on that. These oils are incredible. Just a couple of drops per oil per practice, so you can really get a lot of length out of these little bottles, and just a really wonderful practice, especially if you're going through anything in your life where you're grieving or transitioning or processing through any anything that's going on, this can be a really exceptional practice to help support that. So the Feelings Kit with Young Living, you can go onto the website, youngliving.com. If you have your membership already, just go ahead and add that into your order. If you're interested in getting a membership, you can send me a message. It's a great way to get a discount on your essential oils. These oils are really incredible and have supported me through a lot of my life's journeys and transitions. So I just fully encourage you to take the leap, get the Feelings Kit. It's well worth the investment, and the combination with the yoga practice can be really incredible. So I hope to see you soon. My Facebook page is sagewellbeing.com. I'm in the process of creating a new website where I'll be posting more practices and sequences and guided relaxations along with these restorative practices. So I look forward to sharing more with you soon. Again, it's Mary Sage, and Sage Wellbeing is the site, and please feel free to message me if you have any questions or comments about the practice. Have a good day. Thank you.